Hi everyone, today we will be looking at Volume 1 of Dr. Stone by Riichiro, Inagak and Boichi. Dr. Stone started back in March 2017 and was published in Shueisha's Weekly Shonen Jump. The story is written by Riichiro Inagak, who was also the author of the American football manga series Eyeshield 21. I highly recommend Eyeshield 21 as it's a great sports manga and it has an anime as well. Inagaki is even on the committee for the Tezuka Award with other authors like Akira Toriyama and Eiichiro Oda, so the authors of Dragon Ball and One Piece. And the amazing artwork of Dr. Stone is by Boichi. Boichi is a Korean manga turned Japanese manga artist. He has created and illustrated all types of one-shots and series, from his collections of hentai one-shots to his previous well-known manga series called Sun Ken Rock, where he was the sole manga author of the series. In 2019, Boichi actually received an award for his art in Dr. Stone. Now, before I get started with the actual volume review, I should let you know that this will of course contain spoilers, so if you have no idea on the basic premise of Dr. Stone, then I advise you to start watching, give the manga a read, or you could even wait for the anime that should be coming out this week, and then return back here and then you can go through this video with me. I truly believe going in blind for this series would deliver the best sense of amazement. When I read it when the series came out. I didn't really read any of the synopsis on what the general idea of the series was about, and I just read the first chapter and was blown away. And I've been hooked on the series ever since. So yeah, that's what I highly recommend you to do. However, if you know the basic premise or you don't really care too much about spoilers, then please stay and let's go through this volume together. On the front cover we have our main protagonist, Senku. The side and back. Nothing too crazy. Right, let's look underneath the jacket cover. Here we have a better image of Senku. And this cover art seems to be all in green, including in the back. It makes me wonder if the other volumes are in different colours. Now let's look at the volume. The volume contains the first 7 chapters of the series and a side story found at the end of the book. Right from the start we know that at some point all of humanity gets turned to stone. So we already have several questions, such as when will it occur, how will it happen, are only humans affected, and some more questions, but these are the general ones. Anyway, this chapter starts with Senku's best friend, Taiju, expressing his wish to confess his feelings for his crush, Yuzuriha. Taiju meets Yuzuriha under the camphor tree, and just as he starts to confess his feelings for her, a bright light illuminates the sky. Like a consuming wave or explosion, it expands. Taiju tries to protect Yuzuriha, however, Taiju and everyone on the planet gets turned to stone. Despite turning to stone, it seems that people still remain conscious, but they are in darkness, not seeing, hearing, or feeling anything. Planes crash and things start falling apart. As the day passes by, people start to lose their consciousness. However, Taiju refuses to give up. Still trapped in his stone body, Taiju then remembers the incident that morning. In the morning, both Taiju and Yuzuriha found stone bird statues which fell out of the sky. So it seems that birds, or at least these birds, turned to stone way before people were affected. At this point, we are able to answer one of our questions. Were only humans affected? Here we can see a dog running around its owner and whimpering in sadness. So most animals have not been affected. Time passes and the world no longer belongs to the humans, but to the other creatures of the world. More and more time passes and human structures start to collapse. Cities fall or become flooded, and the landscape changes. How long will humanity remain trapped like this for? We finally reach this page where we find out that thousands of years have passed since the disappearance of humans. Suddenly in a cave, the statue of Taiju starts to crack, and he breaks free of the stone prison. After exploring the area and realizing what had happened, he finds Yuzuriha still under the camphor tree. He finishes his confession, then states that he would save her from her stone prison. As he does, he notices a carved message on the tree's trunk. Following the message's instructions, he finds his best friend, Senku. After their greeting, Senku tells Taiju the date. It's the 5th of October, 5738. But how does Senku know the date? Well, he counted, of course. While he was petrified, he counted the seconds that passed by. We also find out that Senku has been awake for half a year already and has created a home, or a camp. Now that Taiju is awake, together they will work on a way to save their friends and humanity. I will quickly flip through the rest of the volume. The story then continues with Senku and Taiju surviving the world and experimenting with nitric acid to help free people from their stone prisons. After a year and hundreds of failed attempts, the duo finally create a revival or petrification potion. As the two are about to revive Yuzuriha, a lion appears. Carrying Yuzuriha's stone body, the two flee. However, the lioness have also joined the chase. After realizing they can't outrun from these predators, Taiju suggests to revive Tsukasa, someone who's considered to be the strongest high schooler. Tsukasa breaks free from the stone and defeats the lions. In this next chapter, Senku, Taiju and Tsukasa all work together to survive and provide materials that will help themselves in the long run. As the chapter progresses, Senku senses something strange or something off about Tsukasa's behavior and keeps something hidden from him as a result. At the end of the chapter, we find out that Tsukasa sees this whole opportunity, this whole situation, to cleanse humanity to his liking and create a world where he could be king. After Taiju returns with enough revival potion to save Yuzuriha, Tsukasa pressures Taiju to tell him where he got it. As Tsukasa goes to explore the miracle cave, Senku and Taiju revive Yuzuriha. Senku then proposes two plans to deal with the Tsukasa issue. While they try to make a decision on what to do, Tsukasa returns after having destroyed many statues. After a confrontation, Tsukasa leaves to continue his work of thinning out the population. As Tsukasa is too strong for them to fight against, Senku then decides to create gunpowder to combat him. Senku, Taiju and Yuzuriha leave their camp to escape Tsukasa and gather materials to create gunpowder. Their journey leads them to hot springs in Hakone, where Senku gathers sulfur. Tsukasa realizes what Senku is up to and is now on their pursuit. And that's where this volume ends. So what I like straight away with Dr. Stone is the misdirection of the main protagonist. Reading just the first chapter, going in blind of course, most people would think Taiju is the main character. Truthfully, seeing the events unfold from Taiju's perspective rather than Senku's delivers more of an impact or an amazement factor, especially with his confession of his love to Yuzuriha. The way he said it, if I remember, he's loved her for eons, for thousands of years. So yeah, it was well written, and yeah, a great first chapter. Yeah, one of the best first chapters I've read in a long while. I can't wait till I see the first episode of the anime, which is coming out this week, if you guys don't know. But yeah, we end this review with questions relating to this first volume. Where did this light that petrified all of humanity originated from? Was it a human experiment? Was it supernatural? Was it extraterrestrial? Were there any other people out there that survived the petrification? Or maybe other people that revived themselves as well, like Senku did. So yeah, this is such an exciting series. As I mentioned before, I highly recommend this series. And the anime is airing this week, and hopefully it will faithfully portray the story and the art of the manga. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.